There we go. 5 lights and away we go. And it looks to be a great start from Mr. Wiggles. A little bit of wheel spin. So 10-10. I think 10-10's already in the lead. Into turn 1. Mr. Wiggles trying to go around the outside. Leaves enough room. And he's right behind 10-10. And there's a bit of a moment there. I think Snacks might have picked up damage again. And Snacks is up to second. Oh no! He's come together. Not sure who he come together with. That's very unfortunate. And Aquarius as well. Aquarius hasn't had much luck on this track so far this week. But a fantastic start from 10-10. He's currently leading. And we've got the 2 Trident teammates, Mr. Wiggles and IIRL. 10-10 trying to get out of the DRS, I would say, for the first 2 laps. Ghost Tomino in 4th, Dr. Edwards in 5th. Los Serpos had a fantastic start, up to 6. Closely followed by Matty, and Matty comes together with Los Serpo, but keep it clean, guys, keep it clean. Come on, got a long way to go, long way to go. And yeah, so 10-10 will come across the line. Such a shame. I really feel for Snacks. I wonder if Snacks will pit. And Ross has a good run on Mr. Wiggles. Would he go for it? Not this time. Trouble with these Thrustmasters, they do play up sometimes. Yeah, got a feel for you, Snacks. Yeah, you just got to learn what force feedback do you run, Snacks. And Mark D is retired now. Mark D's lost it in Sector 1. It's very easy to lose it there. But the top 3, all in a league of their own so far. I don't think there's a safety car. But great battle between the top 3. And Dr. Edwards now coming under pressure from Ghost Domino. Fast lap of the race from 10-10. But it's very, very close at the front. And Tomino now, I think he's going to get this move down on Dr. Edwards. And puts himself up to 4th. And we'll be looking to try and get up there with the leaders. Both force feedback Snacks. I think the lowest I've tried it on is 40. Anyway, let's look for the tyres. Aquarius in 8th, Matty in 7th, Greg in 6th. Oh, 10-10's pitted. They're all pitting, but 10-10's got a penalty. Sorry about that, I didn't have the tyres on. So Greg put the hards on. Obviously, I don't think he has to pit. So I believe Greg can get till the end. And yeah, so 10-10 puts the hards on. Obviously, he's going to be pushing to try and extend that. And Dr. Edwards 5th. So let's have a look at everyone who's pitted. So yeah, everyone is stopped except for Mr. Wiggles has pitted and Greg. So it's just Greg who hasn't stopped yet then. Oh, there is a yellow flag. Just missed that. So Mr. Wiggles pits, and yeah, 1010 is flying at the moment. And Ross will pick up a bit of a toe down the straight. Be interesting to see where Mr. Wiggles comes out. But unfortunately, 1010 does have that 5-second penalty, which could hurt him quite hard. Mr. Wiggles comes out in 4th and hasn't really lost much time actually. 6-second penalty, which is going to hurt him, and 1010 will probably keep the position over him. Yeah. Ross might have a little smirk on his face. And Mr. Wiggles may be coming under some pressure from Dr. Edwards soon. The gap's slowly coming down. And deflated weight. Can he get up there as well? Give us a good battle. Matty, obviously this is Matty's first race. Oh, Ghost Tomino has left the session, so he will have to join back. Oh no, he finished ahead of Mr. Wiggles, so Greg looking like he can get himself. Oh, Ross is retired! No! Oh, he spun! Ross is spun. That easily can happen. Wow! Wow! Unlucky Ross. Oh my god, he's definitely won't be smiling now. So, wow. 1010 now, looking like he's going to win the race now. If you can just keep it going in the right direction. He'd be so happy, but it looks like everyone's struggling now with the grip on these cars. The game's already setting fireworks. Ooh, a small moment after deflated away. And coming out of the last corner. It's a shame 1010 got the 5-second penalty speeding in the pit. New fast lap for Mr. Wiggles. But we're on to the last lap. And I have no idea who's going to win, to be honest with you. Oh, Greg's had a moment in the back there. That was a very good save. It's going to be interesting. It's a lot of learning after this race. Everyone would have improved so much. 1010 is briefly going to win the race. But it does look a lot of fun to drive these cars. It's a shame I didn't get to race tonight, but it's always next week, maybe, hopefully. But 1010 comes to the line. And wins, but Mr. Wiggles replaces him at the front. But will Dr. Edwards, will he win the race? Oh, 3/10. Greg finishes 4th. Deflated Wee finishes 5th. Matty in his first race finishes 6th. But that is so close. Yeah, I can see why 1010 was pushing so hard at the end there, just so he didn't lose 2 places. Matty crosses the line in 6th, and Aquarius just bringing the car home. And Aquarius comes across the line in 7th position. Well done to everyone who finished. I think the sprint race was more exciting, but it was still a fantastic race. Some very good performances tonight. I think if 1010 didn't pick up the penalty, I think it would have been a worthy driver of the day. But it's still a fantastic drive. Mr. Wiggles winning the first race of the season at Bahrain. Always good to get off to a good start and get a lot of points on the board.
They're all lining up. And waiting until the lights are going on. And we're off. Let's see who's had the best start. And both drivers and the front row seem to be getting good away. And everybody seems to be good away without no. Yeah, that was expected. With both teammates fighting for the first position. With Rosje and Mr. Wiggles giving a little bit of push. Rosje falling back to the field in 3rd position, and we got a yellow flag because Matty Boy is off track. Changes at this moment. We get pushed off track. This tricky part with this 2 tricky right corners, and they got touched, and Matti seems to be losing out on it, and we got a yellow flag. 3-second penalty for corner cutting for Rosje, but he's in 1st position. Has left the session, so I think the bullet has crashed out in sector 2. Rosje seems to be putting out a gap, but Snake's putting on the fastest lap of the race at this moment. Yellow flag in sector 3 for Hyper. Deflated weak. Oh, and Mr. Wiggles and the corner stick, and Greg gets a 3-second penalty. Cars so they track a little bit. Multiple cars are getting into the pit. Upcoming Karma and Greg are both getting a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Upcoming Karma retired from the session. Alpha Matti and Greg are both in the pit. J is putting a fast lap again. Mino is putting on the fastest lap of the race at the moment. Is lost a little bit of time with deflated wheel. Alpha Mati has a faster time of 1:30.5. That's, I believe, 3 seconds faster than the fastest lap in the last lap. This is going even faster. It's flying times at this moment. So, does Ross J have enough gap to make it through to the final lap, to the finish line on this compound, or will he? Seems to be really struggling with this tire, but don't want to come in. Close enough by to get in front of Dr. Edwards for P4. What a drive of Ross. With deflated wheel coming a little bit closer. With Ross J really struggling and Mr. Wills putting another fastest lap of the race. So he's really pushing in this last lap. The yellow flag. He's pinned out. And what's happening here? Dr. Edward is going control and Aquarius get a penalty, so we only have 2 drivers with no penalties in this race, and that is Snakes and that is 10-10. Mr. Wiggles is pushing, but I think that the podium is a bit too far away. Driver of the day, Ross J. In second place we got deflated wheel. Mr. Wiggles. Hard to say what the finishing positions will be with all those penalties, but at this moment we have Ross J, who is winning the race and winning this weekend. Deflated wheel. Goes to Mino is the podium. Mr. Wiggles in P4, Dr. Edwards, Snakes in P6, ZR Matty P7, Matty Boy P8, 1010 P9, Maridako P10, It was a pretty exciting race weekend for me with my first streaming of this league. As victor, as winner of this weekend, we got Rostier. Plated week comes in P2. Goes to Mino comes in P3 of this weekend.
Hopefully they can all keep it clean again, going into turns 1, 2 and 3. I wish Snacks luck though, especially after getting his tyres are going to be cold. 5 lights. And away we go for the feature race at Portimao. And Ross has had a fantastic start. And Diago up to second, Mr. Wiggles third. And so far so good. And Snacks didn't actually have too bad a start, fortunately, which is good. There's been no contact so far. And Ripley there just breaking a tad late. Loses a couple of positions. Oh, who's that? Mr. Wiggles. He's hit the wall very hard. He must have picked up damage. And someone else has lost it as well. Wow. Ooh. It's a big moment there. Very tough conditions these. Can lose it anywhere here. Look how bad it is. And Mr. Wiggles has retired. The championship leader has retired. And the VSC. That's so unfortunate. Can always happen in these conditions. When will the VSC end? A little bit. Ripley driving very nicely, taking different lines. We have Snacks. Snacks has lost it, unfortunately, in turns 2. He was doing so well, but still a long way to go. I'm sure you can get those places back. And Ross now 3.3 seconds ahead in the lead. Has had a fantastic start to this race. Oh, there's a moment for deflated weight. Takes out one of the polystyrene boards. It's got one on his back of the car, but I don't think you pick up any damage from those. I don't even think you get floor damage. Yeah. But just goes to show how hard these conditions are for everybody. Bullet up to 4th, Max to 5th, Greg in 6th, Snacks obviously has lost a few positions. Has picked up a 3-second penalty. I think he's got damage as well, so I think he's going to have to pit. So Lewis Sam will just have to be a bit careful here, not to run into him. Paco, who wants the corner most? They both want it. But Diago has the inside line, but it's not over yet. Very good battle there. Oh, Diago's lost it. And Diago, did he get damage? Just went onto the curb and got wheel spin, and it sent him into the wall. I'm not sure if he got damage. I'm guessing he got damage. And Maradako will say thank you very much. Thank you very much. You wouldn't be going ha ha ha. No? Oh, come on, Snacks. We all have bad races. A new faster lap by 3/10. He's pushing. And still got a good 6 laps to go. So it's all to play for here. And Deflated Week unfortunately picks up a 3-second penalty. But he has such a lead over the Bullet. I kind of was him out for the win now. But anybody can pick up penalties though. And it's very nice of Aquarius to pull over. Doing his tyres no good. But very good to get out of the way. And the gap between Ross and Ripley is 2.3 seconds. And it's coming down all the time. Let's see how the car is behaving with Ripley. We saw Ross was just sliding a little bit through some of the corners. How is Ripley doing? It's already taken a couple of attempts out of Ross in sector 1. Ooh, Ripley goes off there but gets away with it. Might have got a warning. We'll have to see in the coming laps. Lap 15. With 4 laps to go. And it looks like Ripley's got very good traction. Don't see any like little moments. And Ross has poured out a couple of attempts on this lap. And just a few laps remaining, and the gap is consistently staying around the 2.5 second mark. But they're both still putting in really good, strong laps. It's personal best, one of the best sectors of the race. And the gap is back up to 2.2 seconds. So, and Ross now pulling out a nice gap again. Maradaka with another penalty. And Ross is on another good lap himself. So, can he retake the fastest lap? Which is 2 points for fastest lap. And he's poured out a very good, nice gap here. And so new fastest lap, yep, new fastest lap, 1:37.3. And Ross wants the full amount of points. And what a fantastic drive from the top two. And Ripley, unfortunately, has picked up a time penalty. And Ross is just absolutely just put in a fantastic display. No mistakes today in the feature race. Just got to bring the car home. And doing a fantastic race. As I said, no mistakes. Had a great start to the race. Managed to pull out a gap early on. And he's just drove the most perfect race. And in the toughest of conditions. And that's what you got to do. And Ross now comes to the final corner. And is going to win the Portimao Grand Prix. And sets the fast lap of the race to get the extra 2 points. Congratulations to Ross. Second place we have Ripley. Third, picking up another penalty, but that one manner is deflated wheat. That's a fantastic top three. Great job for the guys on the podium. The Bullet will come home in 4th place. That's very good points for the Bullet. Great job. And Maxter. Some big gaps in this race, unfortunately. But Maxter comes home in 5th. And Lil Samp, it was his first race in F2 tonight. And you got to say he's done absolutely fantastic. Put on a great show. Maradako with another 3-second penalty. Well done to Lil Samp. Good points for him. And our spreadsheet guy, Greg. He's probably doing the spreadsheet while he's driving, knowing Greg. And Greg will come home in 7th. 9 finishes today in the feature race. Maradako in 10th. Oh, in 8th even. And Aquarius will come home in 9th. Well, you got to say, driver of the feature race, faultless drive from Ross, no mistakes, picked up no penalties, 25 points for the win, 2 points for the fastest lap, picked up no penalties in the toughest of conditions. Well done, Ross, you drove superbly in that race, and to the guys on the podium who done brilliant. So Ross takes the win, Ripley in 2nd, Deflated Wee 3rd, 4th the Bullet, 5th Maxter, 6th Lil Samp, Greg in 7th, Maradako in 8th, Quaris in 9th, and Z-Maddie unfortunately had a DNF. Yeah.
Could be very long on track and is very quick in the last part of the race. All drivers are lining up. Let's see who has the best start of this feature race. With the drivers are off, and it seems to be that all 4 drivers on the front rows are very quick, and Diego has gained a few tenths of a second in front, and all drivers. Oh, and we got a first spin of a race, and it seems to be Ghost Domino that lost a lot of positions, and Damon and Aquarius are on the backside, so probably maybe they had contact, but I didn't see. So Russ, for the first 4 drivers didn't lose any positions and stayed in position. Both drivers seems to be following, and we have an attack from Ripley, and Ripley got spun out. Was he too optimistic to make that move? Ripley is in P10, and we follow Padgestic, but he has a little bit of gap in front of him to Dr. Edward. With Diego put on a fast lap of the race, of course, because it's the first lap and he's leading the pack. He's still in the pit on P9. Ross is gaining a lot of time in that corner. What can he do? Are they both coming in, or is there... And Kyber seems to have lost control of his car in the first sector. And Maridako is coming into the pit, so the first 2 drivers have not that much tire degradation like the cars behind them. So let's see how much laps Ross and Diego can put on this soft set. Oh, DNFs. We got Rostier and Dr. Edwards in the pit at this moment, and Ghost Domino has retired from the session, so I believe that Ghost Domino has crashed out into the second sector. So we have 2 drivers in front, Diego and Padgestic, with both drivers on the set tires that they started the race. Their 7-lap-old tires, followed by Ross, and probably Ross is a little bit quicker than Ghost Domino, and he retired into the pit, so at the moment we only have 12 drivers left. And Patch is also into the pit at the moment and lost position to Diego, probably to Ross also, yes. And Patch is on. There aren't no real fights, or what's happening over here? Oh, this is a real fight with Mr. Wiggles in the inside defending for Maridako, and gives Maridako enough space. Still on the inside, and Maridako has lost the position to Mr. Wiggles, who was in a third place. still Maridako and Mr. Wiggles are into a fight, and it seems to me that Mr. Wiggles can get enough of a gap in the last sector, which means that he can defend his position on the start-finish straight. So let's see if he can do this again with Maridako and only on almost a second of a gap behind him, with getting another penalty. Ajax do. And Dr. Edward gets a penalty. So there are at this moment 5 drivers with a penalty. Sorry, 6 drivers with a penalty with deflated wheel and air jacks. Followed by Padgestic, and that are also the 3 drivers that gained most positions from the start, with Ajax gained 9 positions and Patch gained 7 positions from the start. And we have a yellow flag in sector 2. It seems to me that Lil Samp has come off. Ajax get a penalty, so Ajax can he get inside and make the move stick? Oh, they don't touch, but it's wheel on wheel, and Ajax is in front of deflated wheel, but I'm mistaken. Sorry. Ajax is in front of deflated wheel, but deflated wheel is attacking back, and it's a where did they touch? In the meanwhile, we see in front of us that Maridako is gained on Mr. Wiggles. Can Maridako make a move for the podium? There's still the fight going on between deflated wheel and Ajax. Padgestic already has find a connection to those two, so this is a 3-way fight between deflated wheel, Ajax and Padgestic. Oh, and Ajax crashed out on sector 3, so the fight is between Padgestic and deflated wheel. Mr. Wiggles and Maridako are fighting it out. So at the end of this race, the race is getting really interesting with all those fights happening. With this the closest fight in the fight for the podium between Mr. Wiggles and Maridako. Maridako in the gearbox of Mr. Wiggles into the DRS zone. Can he make a move? And will he put a car on the inside? No, he's going to wait, I think, for the start-finish straight. So will he get close enough by to make the move stick? In the meanwhile, in the background, there are still fights going on and positioning change, but because this is for the podium, stick with this fight with only 2 laps to go. Can Maridako make a move on Mr. Wiggles, or is Mr. Wiggles safe for the podium? And Maridako gets another penalty, so I believe penalties will make a real difference in the standings at the end of this race. So waited long enough to make the pit stop, and when Ross puts in a fastest lap of the race with a 1:28.8, but I think it's too late because Diego seems to me that he's quick enough to make this final lap. Going into the second DRS zone. Cars are getting out of the way. The blue flags, and whoa, and Diego almost lost it in the last few corners. And Aguirre is disqualified from the session. To use required. That was a strange disqualification. So the race winner, sorry, Diego wins the race in front of Ross J. Mr. Wiggles coming in third. Maridaco P4. Ripley with an 8-second penalty. Looks like he would be in front of Deflated Wee. Deflated Wee comes in P6. P7 is for Padgestic. P8 is for Dr. Edwards. P9. Dr. Edwards, yeah, let's see. Into the last corners. We have only 11 cars to finish this race, with Dr. Edwards coming in P8. P9 would be for Lil Samp. IIRL Greg is in a fight with Airjax, but Airjax has more penalties, so Greg should be safe for his position, for his only point, for the last point of this race. So we have P11 Greg and P11 Airjax and P10 Greg. So that was our feature race. It was very exciting with this F2 race, with Diego winning this race in front of Ross J, who is still our championship leader. With all the lights are on and they're off. And we have a great start from the Deflated Wee, and Mr. Wiggles didn't get a good start. So it's 2-3 wide. A few drivers losing a lot of positions. But Deflated Wee has a really good start, and Diego is really good following him. Ross J and APS Rock with Ross J in the inside on the long straight. Does he have enough speed and can he make the move stick? They're still side by side without Rocks giving up, but Ross J is switching back. They're still side by side, but Ross J is now in front of Rocks, with Mr. Wiggles losing another position, but is fighting back with the fight with Snacks. And behind Snacks there's Aquarius on P7, lost the position from the start, but hopes to be gaining. And there is a really big fight going on in this part of the field with Patch and Aquarius fighting, and Patch pulling out on the outside and is in front of Aquarius. And Aquarius is in a fight with Maxter, who also got passed. And in front we have Diego within 0.3 of a second of deflated wheel. In the second lap we don't have DRS, so he does have to do it on speed, and he's on the inside. Can he get in front before the chicane? But Deflated we defended his position very well and is still in front. But the two drivers are pulling out a gap to Ross, but we did see that earlier in the sprint race that it doesn't say anything. Max is in the fight with Mr. Wiggles, who's also within 0.3 of a second of each other. There are a few fights going on, but this is the fight for the first position. And Diego is on the back of Deflated Wii. Going into lap 3 of this race, and the DRS will be enabled. With Ross J is the fastest lap with a 1:43.3. Like I said, we saw a race control confirm that DRS is enabled. So we going to the first DRS detection zone. And can Deflated we get a good exit to defend this DRS, or will Diego get passed by Deflated? And Deflated we defends its position, and Diego is on the inside. Can he get in front of Deflated Wii? It looks like that, but Deflated Wii switches back and regains his position. What a fight we have on our hands for the first place of this race. And will Ross J get closer by to join the fight? So we have a fight on our hands for the first position, just like we had on the sprint race. Deflated we looks like Diego is in front of him, but can Deflated we use the DRS he probably gets on the first straight we have. Back we see a 3-second penalty for Maxter and a yellow flag in sector 1. I think that was for Aquarius. And Deflated Wii is on the outside and now on the inside, but did they touch each other? Oh, Diego is off track and lost 2 positions, and now is Ross in front of the Deflated Wii. So the driver that won the most positions is Ross in this fight. So now in front is Ross, followed by Deflated Wii, followed by Diego, who's lost his car, probably with a little bit of contact with Deflated, but I didn't see that as good. So now Snacks is joining the fight, and Mr. Wiggles. So we have the first 5 drivers all within a second of each other, so they got all DRS, with Mr. Wiggles putting in the fastest lap of the race with 143.5. So we have a really good race on our hands, with first drivers all close to each other. And after Mr. Wiggles, we got 2.5 second gap to APS Rocks, that has a fight on his hand with Padgestic. Padgestic also joined the fight, like he did in the sprint race. But we have 5 drivers, all 5 fighting for the first position. All close to each other. Wow, what a race. Greg's still on his hard tires, so they are going for a long stint. Mark D is coming into the pit also for a new set of tires, but the fight is still going on in front of it. But we have 4 drivers at this moment fighting for the first position, of course, because Deflated Wii has come into the pit. Meantime, Deflated Wii is back in 8th position, so let's wait and see what the other drivers are going to do. With Snacks is coming into the pit, and Ross J and Diego still going on, with Ross J in first position at this moment. And there are 2 other drivers coming into the pit with Mr. Wiggles and Padgestic. Ooh, can that be a problem, because Snacks is already into the pit. Let's wait and see what there will happen. In the meantime, Diego can't get past Ross. Ross is keeping his car very wide. Will we see a pit stop from them, or will they have to try another lap? I think they will have to go this lap. And in the meantime, we see that Snacks is within a second of Deflated Wii, but Deflated Wii is in front of him. So that could mean that Deflated Wii is probably, after the pit stop, he could be in first position. Getting another lap in. So let's see if we have enough time left to make the overcut stick. Ross J in first position, IRL Greg in second, Diego in third, in fourth we got Deflated Wee, and in fifth we got Snacks. So Diego has had enough time to get in front of Deflated Wee and has a 1.2 second gap. So probably is losing 3 positions to Diego, Snacks, and Deflated Wee. So Ross loses 3 positions with those extra laps that he did on the soft tires. So will he have enough lap time left on the of life left on those hard tires compared to the other drivers? With Greg also pitted and goes to the soft tires. So let's see if Greg can gain a few positions on those quick tires. And Mr. Wiggles is losing a few positions. And Ross J got the penalty. Oh, and APS Ross lost his car and lost his front wing. All over the field there are fights are going on. A few laps of this race left. Let's see what's going on in front with Snacks in P1 and Diego now with DRS in P2. And Snacks is still putting in the fastest lap of the race with a 1:42.9. Of course, the cars are getting very light with all the gas gone, of course. And he has a half a second gap to Snacks, to Diego, sorry. Can Diego get close enough by to make a move on Snacks, or can Snacks defend his position? And in the meantime, Ross is getting into the inside of Deflated Wee, and he's in front of him. And what a fight do we have for year for P3 with Deflated Wee in P4. Under pressure by Mr. Wiggles. Can Mr. Wiggles get also by? Will he try it here in the inside? But Deflated Wee defends his position very well. And Greg is in the meantime getting very close to Dr. Edward. Greg on a fresh set of soft tires, so he would be very quick compared to Dr. Edward on a hard tire. Podium, and of course for the race. And we have a yellow flag in sector 1. It seems to me that Maxter has crashed, and Aquarius looks like also missed out. Didn't see what there happened. Deflated Wee is in front of Ross J at this moment. So he made a mistake on DRS, but Ross don't give up. And he's already in the gearbox of Deflated Wee. Can he get his position back? All of this happening, of course, 4 seconds between the two leaders of this race. And we have a new leader with Diego in front of Snacks. But Diego has a 3-second time penalty with Snacks without any penalties. And Snacks, of course, with DRS because he's within a second of the car in front of him. And going into the last lap of this race. So what will happen? Can Snacks get in front of him? And Snacks get a 3-second time penalty, so he must get in front of him on track, or he will come into second. Onto the straight. Can he get a good exit, and can he get close enough by to Diego to make a mistake? We stay to this fight. And what can he do? And on the inside, and he is in front of him on the DRS, and Diego is trying to get in front. Oh, and did they touch? And what a fight! And Snacks is in front, and the old drivers are, and it looks like the fight has been settled with Snacks at this moment in first position. Diego is following by half a second, and for third position the question should be out. Who will it be? Will it be Ross, or will it be Deflated Wee? Or can Diego get an attack in just close before start finish? Don't seems to be. And our race winner is IIRL Snacks, followed by Diego. And in third position we have Deflated Wee, who comes in third. In fourth we have Ross J, and Mr. Wiggles comes in fifth. And in sixth position we got our race winner from the sprint race, with Patch coming into sixth position, followed by Greg. Dr. Edward comes in P8. P9 we got our featured driver of today, Aquarius. Making his last. Followed by Mark D. And what a race we had. Snacks, what a race. Coming into second place on the sprint race and winning the feature race. And Diego putting in a really good lap also. But my driver of the day is Snacks. What a drive we had. A great sprint race, and what a feature race was this. Snacks taking the win. Diego comes in second. And Deflated Wee comes in third. What a race we had. So here we have it. Results of our feature race.
And the cars are on the grid. One light, two lights, three lights, four lights, five lights. And it's go at Spa. And looks like Mr. Wiggles has got a good start and leads into turn one, followed by Brookie Min and Snacks. But Brookie Min, be interesting to see if he gets a good toe on Mr. Wiggles ahead. It's a real good fight for fourth place. Diago, Ripley, Deflated Wee, now, Daco. This could get very close. Oh, there's contact. Ripley's dropping a few places. That's very unfortunate. And yeah, we don't like to see that on the first lap. You know, it's a long race. And yeah, just be patient. But Mr. Wiggles has a great start. Brookie Min is right behind him. So, and thinking about going down the inside, probably not the best idea. And Snacks not too far back either. But Brookie Min looking very racy on this opening lap of the Belgian Grand Prix. Got a yellow flag, and it's been cleared up. And Brookie Min basically just pushing Mr. Wiggles along. He won't be happy with that. And will there be any moves? The last chicane here. That's very sensible. So obviously no DRS until the next lap. But Brookie Min is looking very, very quick right now. I think Servo's crashed out. I think he's crashed into the pits. It is a very tricky pit entry. And it's Brookie Min making the move down the inside of Mr. Wiggles. And Snacks might get past Mr. Wiggles here. And he has. Mr. Wiggles has lost 2 positions. And Diago is now behind Mr. Wiggles. It's not necessarily a bad thing to be second or third in this race because of the DRS. It's very powerful. Mr. Wiggles coming under a bit of pressure now from Diago. Diago looking down the inside. That's a very risky move. Closely followed by Deflated Wee. And Brookie Min is obviously he's on a soft tyre, but he's very fast at the moment. Be interested to see how long those softs can last for. Diago and Deflated Wee are also on the soft tyre. We've got the Bullet in 7th, Dr. Edwards in 8th, Padgestic in 9th, and we've got Greg in 10th, Alpha Maddie in 11th, Aquarius in 12th, Ripley in 13th, unfortunately obviously he dropped back, Ghost Tomino in 14th, and Los Serpro unfortunately crashed coming into the pits. And now Diago. Ooh. That was very, very good. Good clean racing. Now Mr. Wiggles now looking to go down the inside of Snacks. As we were saying, DRS is very powerful, and that proved to be the case right there. There's a VSC. And Diago there is all over Deflated Wee, putting on a lot of pressure. What a beautiful track. The question is, when will Brookie Min decide to pit? Will he pit on this lap, maybe? And then put the mediums on. And Mr. Wiggles is pulled away from Snacks. And then he can and set his sights on Brookyman ahead. But Brookyman's got a very nice lead of 2.7 seconds. The softs do degrade a lot this track. And Brookyman is into the pits, as is Deflated Weight. So, as we were saying, the tyres do degrade a lot on this track. So, and they might be looking to get an undercut as well, which is always a possibility. So now Mr. Wiggles and Snacks will be looking to have a really good stint now on these medium tyres before they have to pit for the softs. And obviously Diego and Padgestic are still out on the soft tyre, so they'll be looking to switch to the mediums ASAP. Got Greg and Aquarius 5th and 6th, Alpha Man in 7th, and Brookyman came out in 8th. And Deflated Weight came out in 9th, so we've lost the intervals at the moment. Hopefully they'll be back at when Mr. Wiggles crosses the line, and then it should reset. But yeah, a great start to the race. Almost at halfway distance now. It's just about what happens at the pit stops now. And is it raining? It looks like it's a bit of showers out there. And this will be great news for Mr. Wiggles, who has yet to pit, and Diego. How has he kept those softs going? That's amazing. 9 laps on the softs. When you consider the likes of Deflated Way and Brookyman, they pitted on lap 4 for the mediums. Incredible. But how hard will the rain be? The top 3 will want it to rain very hard so they can pit for inters. And the top 3 are in. But what tyre will they put on? Will they put the softs or the intermediates on? The choice is yours. And Diego puts the wets on. Oh, Brookyman has a moment, and Deflated Way manages to get ahead. That was incredible. Cheeky. And obviously Greg is already on the wets. So how many, has he made up any places? Oh, has a moment there, bit of wheel spin. And Brookyman has stayed out on the mediums. I guess he's got nothing to lose now. So how will Greg take E-Rouge? And here we have Brookyman on the medium tyre. The gap is currently at 8 seconds to Mr. Wiggles. We've got 2.5 laps to go. As you can see, the gap is coming down dramatically. 7.5 seconds now. 7.4, 7.3. Yeah. Brookyman, can he get to the end? We're on board with Brookyman. Looking a bit sketchy. And yeah, as you can see, he's lost nearly 4 seconds on this lap. So, what do you do? I think he's got to come in. Top marks for bravery, but as I said, I don't really think he had anything to lose. He's going to stay out because I think if he pits, he's going to drop probably 4 or 5 places. So, and there's only 1.5 laps to go, so 2 laps to go. So, I think at worst case scenario is probably thinking I might lose 2 places and still get a podium. But Mr. Wiggles looking very good for the win. And Brookie Min has a moment, but he manages to keep the car in the right direction. And Mr. Wiggles leads and has a massive margin now. You just got to keep it on the track. Ripley in 9th. And yeah. Aquarius 7th, Deflected Wee 6th. Greg having a good result in 5th at the moment, Snacks in 4th, Diago in 3rd, and obviously he's going to be putting some pressure on Brookie Min. And the rain's getting heavier now. And wow, it's quite something really for Brookie Min to still be out on the medium tyre. And can he hold on for 4th place? I mean, if he had pitted for the wets, I think he would have probably finished 4th anyway, maybe 3rd or 4th. And Mr. Wiggles makes his way to the final chicane. And it's been an absolutely perfect drive for Mr. Wiggles today. And he's going to pick up the win and 25 points. Congratulations, Mr. Wiggles. And next up will be Diago, who finishes 2nd. And then we have Snacks. Snacks is 3rd. That's a great result. Top 3. Oh, Greg coming under some pressure from Deflated Wee. But Greg just holds on to 4th ahead of Deflated Wee. That was really good. And Brookie Min, inspired decision to stay on the mediums. He was too stubborn. He just wanted to stay out on the hard tyres. Aquarius in 7th, Dr. Edwards in 8th, Ripley in 9th, Alpha Manny in 10th, and some guy called Padgestic in 11th. So congratulations to Mr. Wiggles. It's a very good celebration. I like that one. So the top 3 celebrate. It's always good to be on the podium. Some great drives tonight.
So let's see if we can have an exciting feature race. All the lights on. And we're off. And we have a great start from 1010 and Deflated Wee. Padgestic couldn't get it off the line that quick, and going into the first corner, Deflated Wee and 1010 are side by side, and Deflated Wee comes in first and got a little bit of a wiggle coming out of the turn, and 1010 is in front again. And how long can they keep up side by side? Getting a lot of time. A lot of time for. They're still side by side. Going into the second last mower, and 1010 is in front, and Deflated Wee is in P3, followed by Snacks. And it's all so close together. We got a yellow flag in sector 3. It looks like Aquarius lost it over there. And
Yeah.
Mark D retired. What happened? Bloisy is in P13 and we got another virtual safety car. Let's hope that there won't be any drivers that will be speeding under the safety car.
That's very unfortunate for Mark D. But that opening lap with 10-10 and deflated wheel was something else. So we have a great three-way battle here with 10-10 deflated wheel and Ross, and Snack's not too far back. And Ross looking to put some pressure on deflated wheel. So looking down the inside, just having a little look. But yeah, top 4 battle. This is what we like to see. And Ross has got a nice little toe on 10-10 here. Will that be enough to get by? And yep, that was fair. And Ross is now up to second. Deflated wheel isn't out of this yet. Obviously these cars have no overtake, so it's, DRS will be enabled. And deflated wheel back up to second ahead of Ross. And Snacks right behind Ross. Hopefully Ross didn't get any damage there, because there was a little bit of contact. And this is a great three-way battle for the lead. Snacks putting a bit of pressure on 10-10, but as long as 10-10's got the DRS, you should be fine. It's very overcast, so I'm wondering if there's going to be any rain in this race. Got a yellow flag. Oh, Platty's crashed out. Will that be a safety car? Obviously, I think it's Platty's first race in the F2 cars, so it's proven very difficult. Thank you for reserving that. And now will 10-10 be able to get back by Snacks. Most of these will be using similar setups. And we've got Chelsea FC in the pits, and as is Aquarius. So it will be interesting to see when their Snacks pits, because I'm sure his tyres will be very warm at the moment. The mediums obviously can go to probably lap 10, 11, and then they'll be looking to put the softs on. But Snacks is closing in on Ross, so his soft tyres are still in very good condition. So the question is, when will Snacks pit? And 10-10 gained a lot of time down the straight there. And Snacks is coming in. Spot your brake in. And that was good. So now the top two will have to put in some really good times now, otherwise Snacks may get the undercut. Greg goes up to third. So where will Snacks come out? I think it looks like he's going to come out in fourth. There's a big gap, fifth downwards. So just Iros J, 10-10 and Greg are yet to pit. So if we look at the Delta, it's 24 seconds from Snacks at the moment, so we'll have to see if that drops down significantly. And the gap is hovering around the 24 seconds. It's just dipped into the 23s. So Snacks hasn't really made that much progress on this lap. And obviously when the top three pit, they're all going to be on quicker tyres. It's good to see 10-10 on great pace tonight. And we'll be looking to get past Ross here into turn one. And 10-10 takes the lead. Snacks is nearly taking a second out of these two on this lap. And I think these two might pit on the end of this lap or the next lap. I don't think they'll leave it any later than that. And as you can see, Snacks has taken almost 1.2 seconds out of these two, so I think he could be ahead. Once these two pit, I think he could be ahead. Because he wasn't that far back behind, he was only like, I think he was like half second behind, so Snacks looking like he could win this race. And Ross going down the inside. Gets the car slow down, but these two, they're not really fighting hard, but they are losing time to Snacks. I think they're pit on the next lap. Obviously there's always a chance of safety car as well. And will they be looking to pit now? No, they stay up for another lap. And 10-10 looking to get back by Ross here. The gap is now down to nearly 22 seconds. And Greg pits. So Greg on for a strong result here. I wonder if Greg can finish fourth in this race. And Ross just decides to stay behind 10-10. And Greg, oh, George gets out ahead of Greg. But Greg will be very quick on those tyres now. And Padgestic gets by Greg as well, but there's no way Padgestic can stay ahead of Greg when he's on those tyres. But Greg does have a penalty though, so 5 laps remaining. Still a lot can happen, and it normally does. So I believe 10-10 and Ross will probably pit at the end of the lap, and I believe Snacks then will take the lead. And 10-10 pits. Can they spot the break in? Yep, they do. It's been a great battle between 1010 and Ross. But here we have Snacks looking to relinquish the lead. And Snacks takes the lead. The undercut is worked. And George. And Tenton's had... Ross has had a very slow start. I'm not sure what's happened there. And has a little moment there. And Ross just ahead of Greg. But I don't know what happened with Ross. Had a very slow start. Be interesting to see what happened. So Snacks leading. He is on the slower compound, but he's got a nice gap of 2 seconds with 4 laps remaining. Can 1010 claw back the lead? And IIRL is behind Padgestic. The gap is 2.5 seconds. It doesn't look like the soft is that much quicker, to be honest. And 1010 only 1.4 seconds now behind Snacks, but he does have the penalty. And George has kind of come from nowhere. And Padgestic in 3rd and 4th. I don't think the softs are that good around here, it seems. Snacks definitely won't be complaining. Very, very competitive tonight. And the undercut is obviously worked for Snacks. Whilst 1010 and Ross were battling for the lead, Snacks managed to take about 2.5 seconds out of them, and as you can see, it's looking like it's going to pay dividends for Snacks. Great battle here. Oh, goes in deep. Lives to fight another day. Drive of the day, Greg. So congratulations to the top 3 and Snacks getting a well-deserved win. Congratulations to the guys on the podium. A very good race that was. Very clean racing, as you would expect. So the positions: Snacks in 1st, George in 2nd, 1010 in 3rd, Padgestic with a good result ahead of Ross, 4th and 5th, Deflated in 6th, Greg in 7th, Aquarius in 8th, and the Bullet in the 9th, and Chelsea FC picks up a nice point, 10th.
And who will be the driver with the best start? And Rough. And Nicky comes in P1, but looks like he's been ghosted. And George takes 1st position, followed by Exotic Plains, followed by Ross, who gets a very nice start. Same is for Deflated Wii. cars are trying to settling in, and Ross is already in a fight with Exotic Planes, and Ross takes the lead. What a move by Ross! And he puts on a real gap at only within a few corners. He already has a second lead from Deflated Wee, who also has had a really great start. But he's in a fight with Exotic Planes, followed by Deflated Wee, who is in a fight with Exotic Planes. Can Exotic Planes make a move for P3, for P2? And he tries, but Deflated Wee takes a little bit off track to his advantage, so he can stay in second. Exotic Planes doesn't give up. And now Deflated Wee gets real wide on turn 1, but stays on the inside so he can defend his position. But Exotic Planes is really pushing to get by. In the meantime, Mr. Wiggles is closing up on this fight. And Ross is pulling out further away to make those tires quicker. And George gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. And we have a yellow flag in sector 1. Which was for Aquarius. And Mr. Wiggles is in front of Exotic Planes and Deflated Wee. Deflated Wee lost 2 positions and is back. Oh, and they touched. And Snacks has left the session, and Exotic Planes looked like he got on a track. And Padgestic is also on the slick tires, so it looks like there's a crossover point. So let's see which drivers are coming in the pit or so. And Ross is in the pit, double stacking with his teammate Mr. Wiggles. And it looks like all the drivers are coming in except the Bullet, who is going to see if he can get enough time on this set of tires, so he will look if he can make enough time, but let's see what that should do. All the drivers who were on the wet tires are now in the pit, and I think they are going to the end on this medium compound tire. And Ross still virtual in the lead because the Bullet has to come in on this compound. I believe he needs to come in on this compound because he will lose a lot of time till the cars behind him. He's got a real big gap to the driver behind. Mr. Wiggles lost a lot of time because the double stacking in the pit. That we lost also a lot of places during the pit stop. Exotic Planes is in a fight with Mr. Wiggles and Deflated Wee. Meantime, the Bullet has come into the pit and takes a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. two drivers currently on the soft tires. That is Exotic in P9 and George in P10. Both drivers really far back, but maybe they can make up some places with those tires. And it looks like the fight between Mr. Wiggles and Deflated Wii has been paused for the moment, because Mr. Wiggles is losing a little bit of ground to Deflated Wii. So let's have a look between the fight between Diego and INT Nicky, who started on pole and is currently in P6. Coming up to this last two laps. And he's within a half a second, so let's see what the fight is going to be on track. Greg falling back, and at the moment 7 seconds behind this fight. This fight for P2 on track, and then he has to pull still a little bit further. So will it get close enough by and get in front of Deflated Wii? Or will our championship leader keep the position and score again enough points to make his lead stick? Diego still didn't come by Nicky, and Greg loses a few places and is currently in P6, and falling further back he's P7. And Deflated Wii is defending his position very hard, and the bullet is getting closer and closer by. Deflated Wii left a little bit of room, and the bullet is looking into the little bit of space that Deflated Wii left him on the outside, but the bullet has just waited and into this last part of this lap, coming into the last lap, with Ross 18 seconds in front and Nicky 34 seconds behind. And Deflated Wii almost lost it over there, and the bullet did the same, and bullet has lost a lot of ground to Deflated Wii. So it looks like this fight has been settled. And what has happened behind between Diego and Nicky coming into the start-finish straight? And Diego make a move on, and we have Ross going into the last corners of this race, taking the second victory in this feature race and taking the whole victory of this weekend. Ross comes in first. Deflated Wii comes in second. Almost lost it over there with a big wheel spin, but he comes in second. The bullet comes in P3, this should be interesting because I think Ross of George could lose 3 places because his 3 second time penalty. But let's see. First, George finished. Diego comes in fourth. P5 Greg. P6 Nicky. P7 George. P8 Aquarius. And in P9, the Mr. Wiggles Grand Prix. Ross P1. Deflated V P2. The Bullet P3. P4 Diego. P5 Greg. P6 Nicky. P7 George. P8 Aquarius. And P9 Mr. Wiggles. I want to congratulate Ross for this great race in both races, in the sprint and the feature race. Pretty tricky conditions on this very hard track. Of course, good. Congratulations to all the other drivers who scored points and had finished this race. And they're off, and we're going, and it's a already drivers leaving track. But we got a great start from Greg, who's held up for the first position, and Aquarius is falling down the order. Was in already in P5. He had a great start with winning 5 positions from the start.
Whoa.
And in the back we have a few drivers who are going off track. Flatboss is trying to attack. And we got deflated we in P4 and the Slapboss. This is a really close fight with championship leaders. Ross and P4 in front of deflated we know. It's all close together and Justic is a he lost it in the S's.
That's
and
cheeky.
gained a lot of ground making that mistake, but he didn't get a penalty
Padgestic
from
couldn't
it.
give the place back because Greg dropped.
And still in the
third.
fight, we got Slapboss, Greg, the Bullet, Ross, deflated we, and the Bullet is falling back.
Chaotic opening
so
lap.
much during this race. And Padgestic is gaining, putting in the fastest lap of the race, of course.
That was a great lap.
Ross is trying to gain the back of Slapboss, who is really close to the Padgestic. And can Ross get in front of him? Taking a look, but the Slapboss is still behind Padgestic. And in the meantime, deflated we and Greg are fighting for P4, but Greg is still holding on. But looks like deflated we is now in front of him and makes the move stick. Let's see what he can do in the corner where they had a really big accident in the Formula 1 race last year. But it looks like deflated we has passed Greg.
Yeah, that's important.
Front we got Ross, and 1010 gets a 3-second penalty. Ross looks like he's really stuck behind Slapboss and Padgestic at the moment, but still 2 seconds in front of Deflated Wee.
And obviously Ross needs to win this race to keep his hopes
Ross
alive.
is the fastest at the moment on track in a 1:41.3, and Padgestic gets 3-second penalty. Oh, Tintin retired from the session. What happened over there? In the meantime, DRS is enabled, and we got a yellow flag in sector 3. We got the bullet in the pit, and it looks also that Tintin retired in the pit. It's the car between him and Deflated Wee at the moment. So can he catch Padgestic at the right time to get him with DRS on Hanger Straight? The rest of the field is really settling down, and the real fighting is in front of this, is in this pack, with Ross gaining on the back of Padgestic. Looking to have a switchback.
Some great racing.
Deflated Wee is in fastest at the moment in the 1:41.3, but Ross is really close to Padgestic and taking a good look where he can put his car to get in front. Padgestic really defending his position, and looks like Ross is getting the better of him with DRS. And now still side by side. Really good fighting in this last race between Padgestic and Ross. And Ross is in front, and can Slapboss get lucky through that fighting, but Padgestic is really defending his position, and Slapboss is still in P3. So we get, at the moment, we got 2 cars between Ross and Deflated Wee, but both cars got a 3-second penalty at the moment with Aquarius.
And Padgestic continuing to put pressure on Deflated Wee, but obviously Deflated Wee doesn't have the penalty, which is crucial. And Padgestic looking down the inside. Deflated Wee obviously doesn't have the penalties, so probably looking to get maybe Slapboss later on in the race or on penalties. But Deflated Wee just needs to finish on the podium to clinch the championship. 3 laps to go. We have Snacks in 5th. Take it easy, having a very good race. I think it's his first race in F2, so well done for that. The Sun God in 7th, Sublime in 8th, Greg in 9th, and Aquarius in 10th. One of these cars has, I think, one of these cars have left the session. And Padgestic continues to keep Deflated Wee under a bit of pressure, but as we said before, Deflated Wee just needs the top 3 to clinch the championship. and he's just one lap away now. But obviously Deflated, he doesn't have the penalty, which is playing a massive factor here. Padgestic manages to get ahead of Deflated Way coming into the last lap. But as it stands, Deflated Way looks set to clinch the championship. Ross has done everything he needed to do. Fastest lap, currently leading the race by 4 seconds with no time penalty. And Deflated Way really try and send it down the inside of Padgestic. He's probably looking to maybe get the move done with DRS down the next straight, or even here. Yep, Deflated Way. I think he's up to third now. Oh, so close. But Ross comes to the line and wins the Silverstone Grand Prix, the sprint race. Second, the slap burst. He stays 1.5 seconds ahead of... No, Deflated Way actually gets ahead of the slap burst, which is a brilliant result. Fourth is Padgestic. Snacks finishes in fifth. The Sun God on his debut in F2 finishes 6th. That's brilliant. Take It Easy also moves up to 6th place. The Sun God goes down to 7th, but still that's a great result. And obviously the top 8 in the sprint race get points. Greg misses out by a couple of attempts, but congratulations to Ross, who just had a faultless race. Fastest lap. And the race win. So congratulations to Ross, but also congratulations to Deflated Way. We believe that's the championship sewn up. So well done, mate. You've been brilliant all season. But we've still got the feature race to do. But I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. Congratulations to Ross and to the guys on the podium. Champagne time. So, the final Grand Prix in Formula 2. And the lights are out. And it looks like Snacks has had a very good start. But Ross keeps the lead. Will everyone keep it clean? Obviously 1010's not here, so that'll be his ghosted car, so people can drive through that. So Deflated Way up to third, so the slap burst in fourth. The Bullet into fifth. Sun got in sixth, showing more great promise. Padgestic in eighth, Greg in ninth, Aquarius in 10th, Take It Easy in 11th, Zog in 12th, and Sublime in 13th. Unlucky for Sam, but it looks like everyone's got away cleanly. I don't think anyone's got any damage. but Ross has a small advantage to the Snacks. And obviously the pressure is off Deflated Wade now for this race. He can just relax and just enjoy his home race. And Zog has had a moment, unfortunately. Snacks very close to Ross. And I expect these two to race very closely to the end. I think Deflated Wade and the Slapbus will keep up with them as well. And Zog has had another spin. Very eventful opening lap for Zog. Obviously hasn't really done any practice, which is you know, it's not good for this track. Deflated Wade now looking to get ahead of Snacks. And just like Snacks has left the session, and Deflated Wade has lost a car coming out of the last corner. Could you imagine if the championship wasn't sewn up yet? That would have been unbelievable. And Deflated Wade has dropped to 11th. Ross has a very good lead of 2.5 seconds ahead of Slapbus. The Sun God having a very good race, looking to get a podium. We've got a yellow flag. I believe Zog is. He might just pit and retire. And take it easy. Just behind Sublime and Aquarius. Deflated Wade manages to get by Take It Easy through Cops Corner. And what a season Deflated Wade has had. It didn't get off to the best of starts at the start of the season, but made a lot of progress. And yeah, it's had a lot of good results. But great pass by Take It Easy to get by Deflated Wade again. So we'll have to do it all again. Just 2 laps to go of the F2 season. And what a season it's been. Obviously the attendances hasn't been as good as we had hoped, but we thought we'd give this a try, and you know, the attendance, as I said, hasn't been great, but you know, we've had some fantastic races this season. Some great wheel-to-wheel action. And yeah, I am glad we've done it. I'm glad we've done it. Deflated Wade. All over the back of Take It Easy. He's saying take it easy, son. But the DRS now will probably help Deflated Wade to get by down the inside. But it's been a great race from Take It Easy. It's got to be said. Ross with a very nice lead of 7 seconds ahead of the Slapbus. Been so serene at the front. He's did everything he could tonight. Maximum points, obviously from qualifying, 4 points. Fastest lap in the sprint race and the win, and so far in this race. I'm sure he'll be trying to get the fastest lap as well. And good, looking like a strong result for Padgestic as well in third. I think that would be his second podium of the season. And not far to go now. And Ross looking to lap, is it the bullet? And Ross comes on to his final lap and sets the fastest lap of the race. So maximum points for Ross tonight. As we said, it's a shame he couldn't turn up. I think it was last week. It was on holiday, but tonight he's just done everything he could. And deflated we only needed like 7 points tonight to clinch the championship, and he's a very worthy champion, it's got to be said. And it's the last lap. Could be the last time we do F2. We'll have to see. Maggots and buckets. Takes it so good. It's been a great race from Ross. No mistakes, but that's normally the case for Ross. Doesn't really make unforced errors. And just a couple of corners to go. And Ross wins the Silverstone Grand Prix. Congratulations to Ross. It's just been an absolutely faultless race from start to finish. And then we got the slap bus who comes over the line. Obviously had a couple of penalties, but I think the slap bus would be great if he started in F2, along with Adrian's as well. He's shown some promise in F2. Padgestic comes home very slowly ahead of Greg. I think Padgestic was just trying to give Greg a bit of hope there. Greg, a great season from Greg as well. Fourth for Greg. And take it easy. We'll come home in fifth. Sublime is sixth. And the Sun God wanting to do some donuts in the gravel. How will this go? And Deflated Wee also doing some donuts. It's been an incredible season. And the Sun God doing some donuts is what we love to see. Aquarius has hit the wall. Need to work on your donuts. Yes, he done it. Done a 360. Wow, what an incredible season. I want to thank Tucker for Life for streaming most of the races, and it's always great to watch the stream. It's been a great season. Deflated Wee winning the first F2 championship. I'd like to think we would do this again. I think it's only right we do it again. We just need a few more people to commit to it, and it could be a success again. But yeah, congratulations to Deflated Wee. And obviously to the Trident team, constructors going to Mr. Wiggles and Ross. So that was just a very strong team. I think everyone knew they were gonna, do one for the constructors. So well done to Ross and to the guys on the podium. The perfect drive from Ross. And the slap bus having a very good 3 Brits on the podium. You don't see that very often. GG. So the top 10, IIRL winning the race, slap bus in second, Padgestic in third, Greg, a very consistent race and a consistent season from Greg. Mr. Spreadsheet himself. Take it easy, obviously reserving, that's a very good result for him. Sublime in 6th, Deflated Wee in 7th, some very nice donuts at the end there. But a great champion, and I'm sure he'd like to defend that at some point if we ever do it again. Thank you to everyone for racing, and yeah, look forward to season 3. Ciao.
Because you're just going to have to spend more money and drink more to get drunk. But if this does work, and I think it needs a lot more research to do that, if you're somebody that likes to take